Now you might get a question which is most important question for an interview. What are the testing methods whenever you are about to deploy a campaign? You have to make sure that each and everything is fine. The campaign you are going to deploy will bring results. So what are the testing methods available? One testing method we have already seen is the preview and test. Whenever you are working with email sends, you deploy emails not directly, but before directly deploying an email, you do a preview and test. Preview and test is a functionality where you check if the dynamic content you have written is rendering fine or not. The AMP script, the HTML, CSS which you have written is rendering fine for each subscribers fine or not. So preview and test is one of the testing method where we preview the dynamic codes which we have inside the email with a sendable data extension. It is a combination of two functionalities where you preview a subscriber and then you send a test email. Where you preview a subscriber and then you send a test email. Preview will help you generate a subscriber preview of the dynamic content you have inside the email. For example, this is the email invoice. We have one of the testing method which is preview and test, where we select a data extension to preview our dynamic content. So all the sendable data extensions are available for the preview. So this is the email invoice which we have developed where we had a dynamic content. So we have previewed this email invoice. So this is one of the testing method. This will help you check the performance of the dynamic content against a subscriber. There is one more important testing method which will help you predict if the email campaign is going to be successful or not. So this is the email which we have developed is a kind of transactional email. But transactional emails do not require the performance testing. It requires only dynamic content testing which we have already performed using preview and test. But there will be some commercial emails. For example, new year is coming. Amazon will be launching a new year sale or year end sale. All the e-commerce companies would launch year end sale. So now there will be a lot of commercial communications they are going to send to you via email, SMS, push notifications if you have downloaded their app. So they might be concerned about the performance of an email campaign, whether it will perform good in the market or not. Think yourself as a brand manager of Amazon. You are given a very big task to make year end sale successful. Now you are a brand manager, you are in charge of marketing. You have to make sure that Amazon's year end sale would be successful Because if it is not successful, your job will be impacted. You have not done your job correctly, they might kick you out. So now you have to take decision what content you have to share to the people, what kind of graphics, images, design, message, templates. You have to take care of each and every minute details about Amazon's branding, and you have to make sure that each and every subscriber of Amazon is aware that Amazon is going to launch an year end sale. You are given a task to make them aware what are the categories where they can enjoy maximum discount. The main purpose of launching an year end sale is to clear the stock and generate huge revenue before new year comes. So it is directly proportional to the revenue. Marketing is not, guys, easy thing. When you work with world class companies, your performance would be tagged to revenue of a company. Do not think yourself that you will be just working as a developer or a consultant. You have to grow ladders with Salesforce Marketing Cloud as a base platform, but eventually you have to work with core technical marketing team who is responsible to make a brand successful in the market, in the global market, not only a single city or a country, but in the global market. Think yourself working for Amazon's premium marketing team. Think yourself working with Adidas, Nike, Mercedes, Audi. These are very premium brands. Think yourself working with Samsung, Apple. Eventually, each and every company has this team who is making that brand a success in the global markets. So this platform will enable you to climb ladders to B2B marketing. B2C and B2B are two types of marketing, but more success you will get in B2B marketing than B2C marketing. But this is the starter platform, and the knowledge you have acquired will help you climb to that ladders. So you are a brand manager of Amazon, and you have to make this campaign successful. So you cannot blindly send any communication to number of people. You have to make sure to test all the communications before you send. For example, if this is an email you are going to send, then you have to test if this is the correct subject line you should send or not. You have to test whether this is the correct image you have to send or not, whether this subject line would attract more and more email opens, whether this color, this CTA message would attract more and more clicks or not. Okay, this brand guideline, the color scheme would attract visitors to know more about that sale or not. Each and every minute detail you have to test before you go and launch a campaign, because you are brand manager of Amazon, world's best e-commerce company, top 10 companies in the world. You have a very sensitive task. So now, one thing you did already was you previewed and test the dynamic content, and it worked fine using preview and test method. But what about the creatives? Are the images you are using will attract people? There will be lot of commercial images you will be using. Okay, is this the correct image? Would it attract more people? If I take a survey link, is this the design of the link? Is this the color which will attract more and more people? Is this message which you are going to send will attract more and more people? Is this message fine? Is this subject line fine? So there are plenty of parameters which will help you determine if any email is going to make a success in the market or not. So the method which we are going to use is the A/B testing method. So you as a brand manager would ask your team to come up with multiple creatives. multiple email template designs, multiple different subject lines, multiple different images for the same product, multiple different messages which you have to deploy within an email, and then combining all those things, you will work on a strategy of A/B testing. Means testing two different versions of content to check which version is working fine. Okay. In this, you do not just do a preview and send, but you take small chunk of test audience from the live audience. Suppose you have a data extension of 1 lakh people. You took 1000 people to do testing. If any content is giving you a success among those 1000 people, then you can make sure that that will be success with wider audience as well. For example, we'll click on create A/B test option. Once we click on A/B test option, so in A/B test option, we have different parameters to test. We have subject lines, emails, content areas, from name, send time, a lot of things to test. Suppose you got a commercial email from your team and you got multiple subject line suggestions. Suppose the commercial email which you got is, let's select a commercial email. Is a welcome email. Suppose this is the welcome email. Okay. Where you have certain discounts and offers. Now this is a commercial email. Now, whenever a customer signs up, he is going to receive this email. But the main thing is this email is containing 10 or 20% off coupon. So you have to make sure that you use a eye-catching subject line so that the subscriber would open this email and clicks on the link given inside this email. So you asked your team to come up with multiple subject line suggestions. There are 5-10 suggestions you got. You finally took 2 suggestions which you liked the most. So now the same email, the single email, you want to deploy with subject line A and subject line B. You want to test subject line A and subject line B. There are 2 different subject lines which you want to test on this single email. Whatever subject line attracts more open, that subject line will be a winner. Then you can send this subject line to all the audience. You can send the subject line to all the audience. You will have some data to back up your decision. If somebody asks you why you chose subject line A or subject line B, you can tell you did A/B testing on test audience. You deployed 2 subject lines, and out of which subject line A or subject line B got more number of opens, and hence due to more number of opens, you have deployed that subject line to remaining audience. So once you select this, click on next option. Once you select next option, you have option to select recipients. Click on choose option. Select the data extension list on which you want to test this. The data extension can be a live data extension where you have all the subscribers stored. So we have new batch subscriber profile. We will select this data extension. Now this data extension has 7 subscribers. This data extension has 7 subscribers. So you have to select how many will receive subject line A, how many will receive subject line B, and any of the subject line A or B gets more open or click would be sent to remainder audience. So suppose you can select here percentage. So you see that subject line A will be sent to 31% of audience, that means 2 people. Subject line B will be sent to 2 people, and remaining 3 people will receive winner out of subject line A and B. This is very less test audience. Generally, whenever you have Marketing Cloud live subscribers, you will have in thousands and lakhs. So then it will make sense to have few audience selected for A, few audience selected for B, and then whatever the remainder is, you will be sending as a remainder. From 1 lakh subscribers, you can take out 1000 subscribers for testing, and then remaining 99,000 subscribers would receive the winner subject line. Now, what is the criteria of winning that you can define in next tab? So here you have two options: determine winner by higher open rate or click rate. Generally, subject lines attract opens, so we will select opens. So whatever email got more and more opens. Suppose subject line A was sent to 2 people, nobody opened. But subject line B was sent to 2 other people, both opened. So subject line B has attracted more opens, and subject line B would be defined as winner. So you can select the send A/B test immediately and click on finish option. So now what will happen? A single email will be sent to two different set of audience. Subject line A will be sent to few people, subject line B will be sent to few people, and whosoever is the winner would be declared. Similarly, you have other parameters for testing. Like you have two different email contents all together, and you want to select which email would perform better in the market, which email design would be performing better in the market. Or you have two different from names and sender profile. You already know which from name would perform better. Or you have two different date and sending date and time. You want to understand which date and time would perform better, at which date and time, or at which time of a day you should send that email, so that you more and more people can interact with your email campaign. So all these things you can test before you actually go and deploy an email live to a actual audience. So this is one of the testing method which is known as A/B testing, which you have to answer, and which is the most important testing method inside Salesforce Marketing Cloud.